President Trump tonight making his third trip to a battleground state in just 3 weeks, this time meeting with American workers at a Ford plant in Michigan. It all comes amid those difficult new numbers, another 2.4 million Americans filing for unemployment, more than 38 million now since this all began. And as the president toured the plant, he was pressed on several issues, including why no mask, with workers there wearing theirs. Here's our chief White House correspondent, Karl, tonight.
Today, President Trump left Washington for the third time in 3 weeks to visit a state key to his re-election, this time Michigan. He toured a Ford plant that's now building ventilators, maintaining social distance, but once again opting not to wear a mask, even as those around him did.
Not necessary here. Well, everybody's been tested and I've been tested.
Masks are required at the plant, and Michigan's Attorney General had urged him to wear one.
Today's events were extremely disappointing and yet totally predictable.
The president has never been seen in public with a mask on, but he revealed that he does have one. He said he wore it behind the scenes.
Here's my mask right here. And I liked it very much.
His visit to Michigan comes just a day after he threatened to cut federal funds to the state because election officials there mailed voters applications for absentee ballots. The president falsely declared that was illegal. Michigan's governor, who is dealing with not just the pandemic, but also a massive 500-year flood, urged him to stop making threats.
Threatening to take money away from a state that is hurting as bad as we are right now is just scary, and I think something that is unacceptable.
Still today, the president ramped up his baseless charges about voting by mail, saying it should be reserved for sick people, for people with a reasonable excuse, and for himself.
We don't want to have vote by mail. We want people to vote. Now, if you're president of the United States and if you vote in Florida and you can't be there, you should be able to send in a ballot to vote, to really vote. And without fraud, you have to go and you have to vote at the polling place.
There is no evidence of widespread fraud in voting by mail. Senator Mitt Romney pointed out that 90% of voters in Republican-dominated Utah vote by mail.
It works very well, yeah. Our vote by mail system works very well in Utah.
And so let's get right to Karl tonight. And we already know, John, that mail-in ballots are sure to be a big issue this year, with many Americans obviously concerned about this possible second wave of coronavirus come the fall.
Well, and several states are expanding vote by mail. In most places, David, this is an entirely bipartisan movement, and it's important to say again, there have been multiple studies that have shown no evidence of widespread fraud in mail-in voting, and in the states that are doing this, safeguards are put in place, significant safeguards to ensure that there will be no fraud and that people, only eligible voters, are able to vote, whether they're voting in person or by mail.
We'll stay on it, of course. Our chief White House correspondent, Karl. Thanks, John.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.